I'll be discussing about the single phase capacitor motors. The topics to be covered are capacitor start single phase motor, capacitor start and run motors, and the permanent capacitor motors. Permanent capacitor motors means the capacitor will be always there in the circuit. So first we'll study about the capacitor start motors. This is the schematic diagram and the phasor diagram. Now it is similar to the split phase induction motor, but instead of the resistance in the series with the starting winding, we have got the capacitance in series with the starting winding, and therefore the auxiliary current leads the voltage by a angle with respect to the resistance of the auxiliary winding and the capacitance connected to the auxiliary winding. Now the overall, if you see, the resultant current I is almost in phase with the voltage, little bit lagging with the voltage. Therefore, this will give a better characteristics for the given motor. Now, the two windings are connected in parallel to the supply, as we have seen in the figure. The rotor is a squirrel cage type of rotor. The phase displacement between windings is obtained by proper selection of capacitor connected in series with the auxiliary winding. A phase displacement of 80 degrees to 90 degrees can be obtained between winding currents, that is the auxiliary current and the main current. The torque being proportional to the displacement between the two currents, there will be much larger, and the proper selection of capacitor in series with the starting winding increases the starting torque of the motor. The capacitor used is of electrolytic type with short time duty rating because it's only used for the starting purpose. Later on it is removed from the circuit. Hence the capacitor, smaller size capacitor, can be used for the larger purpose, that is known as the short time duty rating. Normally it is designed for 20 periods of operation per hour and each period not exceeding 3 seconds. Now here you can see the torque speed characteristics of the given motor and the schematic diagram which you can easily draw, that is the main winding is connected in the parallel to the supply system and the auxiliary winding with the capacitor is connected in series with the centrifugal switch, and the centrifugal switch will operate after 70 to 80% of the speed has been achieved. Now here again you can see the red one is the actual torque characteristics with the starting and the main winding combined, but the blue one gives you the torque only due to the main winding. So almost near the point of intersection where the motor can be pulled to the stable operation, the switch operates and the motor starts operating in the stable operating region. When motor attains 70 to 75% of full speed, the auxiliary winding is opened with the help of the centrifugal switch. The starting torque may be 3 to 4.5 times the normal running torque with a lower inrush current. The direction of rotation of the motor can be reversed by interchanging the connections to the supply of either main or auxiliary winding, but not both. Its applications are found in high starting torque and reverse rotation requirement. It can be used in washing machines, fans and blowers, compressors for refrigerators and air conditioners, and conveyors. Next comes the capacitor start and capacitor run motors. This means there will be two capacitors in the circuit. One will be for the starting purpose, the other one will be permanently connected in the circuit even after the motor has started rotation. So here is the schematic diagram of capacitor start and run motor. For capacitor start and run motor, the capacitor start is connected with the centrifugal switch in series with the auxiliary winding. The capacitor run is in the circuit and it is a parallel combination of the start and the run capacitors. So overall capacitance increases at the starting. The torque speed characteristics can be again observed and we can see that the starting torque is quite high for the combined winding of the auxiliary and the main along with the capacitor. Later on the switching operation takes place and the motor torque shifts to the blue color torque characteristics, which is the characteristics obtained by only the main winding. The capacitor used for starting is of larger value. It is electrolytic type and short time duty rating, while the capacitor used for running is of smaller value, oil pregnated paper type and continuous rating, because it has to be always connected in the circuit, hence it has to be rated as a continuous rating. As the two capacitors are connected in parallel, the total value of capacitance during start before the operation of the centrifugal switch is the algebraic sum of the series capacitance and the run capacitance. Practically, start capacitor is 10 to 15 times larger than the run capacitor. The motor runs as a two-phase motor from a single-phase supply, producing a constant torque and not pulsating as the other single-phase motors. They have the ability to start at heavy loads. They are extremely quiet in operation. They have better efficiency and power factor, that is as compared to the capacitor start. The disadvantage is only its high cost. Now from the phasor diagram you can see the initial current IA is almost close to 90-degree lead with respect to voltage, and therefore the final current or the resultant current will be giving you a better power factor because the angle between the voltage and the total current is very less. Now we will discuss the capacitor start and capacitor run with single phase induction motor with auto transformer. Instead of having the centrifugal switch and the capacitor, two capacitors in the circuit, we have got the auto transformer which will be serving the purpose of the creating the phasor difference between the main winding and the auxiliary winding. And this single transformer and a single capacitor can be used as the better performance of the circuit with the start and run condition. The circuit uses an auto transformer and one oil-filled paper tin foil capacitor. The circuit utilizes the transformer principle of reflected impedance from the secondary to the primary. For example, if the capacitor is 4 microfarads, the transformer has a turns ratio of 5, then the capacitor would reflect as 5 square into the capacitance, that is 100 microfarad, representing an increase of 25 times. Thus, this circuit eliminates the use of one capacitor in lieu of the auto transformer. As the motor picks up speed, the switch shifts the capacitor from higher to the lower value of transformation. The capacitor withstands the stepped up voltage at the start, and its advantages: it has greater design flexibility as any value of capacitor can be used with proper choice of transformation ratio. Now come to the permanent capacitor motor. The permanent capacitor motor, there is only single capacitor motor, no centrifugal switch in the circuit, and you can see the starting torque, it has got low starting torque, but the running torque is quite higher. The two stator windings, the main and the auxiliary in series with capacitor, are placed mutually 90 degrees, electrical degrees apart and are connected in parallel to the supply. The rotor is a squirrel cage type of rotor. There is no centrifugal switch as the auxiliary winding is always there in the circuit. The main and auxiliary windings are similar as they have almost same number of turns using the same cross-sectional area of the wire. The motor operation is similar to the two-phase motor. The rotating field produced by the motor is almost uniform and so quieter in operation. It has increased pull-out torque, higher power factor, higher efficiency and smaller full load line current. The capacitor employed is of Paranol foil paper type of continuous duty. If the value of the capacitor is small, the starting torque will be low, and so to improve its performance, the high resistance squirrel cage rotor can be used. The cost of permanent capacitor type motor is more than resistance capacitor start motor owing to the increased cost of the auxiliary winding similar to the main winding. The two windings are almost identical, so the capacitor can be placed in series with any of the two windings. The torque developed is proportional to the square of the supply voltage. The motor will operate at increased slip at reduced applied voltage to develop the required load torque, and its applications are in the table and ceiling fans, blowers, room coolers, portable tools. Any domestic or commercial appliances with low starting torque requirement can be used for the capacitor start and run motor. So these are the comparison of the different types of motors. What we have studied is the single phase induction motor. The shaded pole has got the least value of the starting torque and the running torque, while the permanent capacitor motor, that is the capacitor run motor, is having a still higher torque, but it is lower as compared to the other motors. The split phase has got a better performance, but there is a switching taking place by the centrifugal switch. When the rotation picks up the speed, the capacitor start is still giving you a better characteristics, quite high starting torque, and the capacitor start and run is giving you the maximum starting torque and the maximum pull-out torque. Now today we have discussed about the capacitor start single phase motors, capacitor start and capacitor run motors. and permanent capacitor motors. Thank you.